guys, it's Paula from PSN Creations. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're returning. Today's video is a flip through of this canvas apron trifold that I created. I have done another one of these. I had a process video. I think it was a total of 4 videos. Maybe it was 3 videos and the flip through. Anyhow, just doing a flip through of this one. This one is a shabby vintage inspired sewing or fashion themed one. It's a lot, I know, but it is very simple. It's neutral in color, which I personally love. So let's get into it. So we're going to start off by, if you're not aware, these are just canvas apron tool belts that I pick them up from Walmart, and I make them into what I'm going to show you here. So this one's a little bit different. It's a little bit unique. It's a little bit, I did something different here. So let's get started really quick. And so this is just an earring, a clip-on earring. I don't know if it's vintage or not, but it obviously is missing something in the center there. But it looks like it's like wooden beads, and then we have some regular like spacers maybe. And again, it's a clip-on. So it was just, I got it in some, craft jewelry mix. So I thought that would be great as the closure. So it's holding this tie down. The tie itself is simply a vintage eyelet trim. Okay, so that's all this is. So the vintage eyelet trim. And then we have a little bull pin here with 2 little charms. One's a needle and one's just a small little pair of scissors. And this is also, it's like a bookmark, right? So I used this lace. The lace is not vintage. The lace is from the Dollar Tree. You may have seen it once or twice. Then we have the little clips here. And then these beads that I added were again part of a just little jewelry lot that I got my hands on that were for crafting purposes. So I don't know if they're vintage or not, to be honest with you. I don't think that they are, but they are little beads, and 1 bead on each end of the bookmark. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. The front of it, I do have vintage lace right here that goes around the entire apron itself. So I'll show you as I flip through it. It's a quick flip through. Obviously, there's not tons to it. This is a stamp that I did on a coffee dyed paper. I backed that onto some packing paper and brown packing paper, and then I sewed it around and then glued it on. So that's the cover. And the cover also has a pocket, and in that pocket is just a large journaling card. This is a vintage button, some vintage book pages, a paper doily, and then I did a stamp of a vintage inspired sewing machine, and I added some stamped words that I did, so memories, create, and dream. And all the excuse me, tags and journaling card will be backed on brown cardboard, which is a recycled food container. So that's the first pocket. Then we move into opening the trifold. We have another pocket here with another image. Again, I did the same concept. This is a vintage inspired, like Victorian corset on a mannequin. So same concept, coffee dyed paper, backed it on packing paper, and then glued it on. And again, the vintage trim on the pockets. The inside is a vintage tablecloth, lace tablecloth that I used on the inside of this trifold. Here's another journaling card that I made. So journal, love, and create. And they're three different corset stamps. So very, I think, like Victorian looking. So, and again, it's backed on a food container, and it's just a little pocket using the lace tablecloth. When we open it one more time, we have another tag right here. And this one has some vintage trim on the top that I used as the topper instead of the button journal moments. And then just some sewing notion stamps. And again, backed on food container. As I mentioned, the lace, the vintage lace, covers the entire length of the apron. On here, or on this side here, we have a signature sewn in, and it's a combination of vintage music sheets, coffee dyed paper, vintage unused ledger, vintage dictionary page, and that it just repeats. So that all repeats. And then the middle of the signature is a piece of the tissue paper. I'm sorry, of the packing paper that I used on the front. And here is that bookmark that I mentioned. So again, it could be used however you want. I did make it long so that it hung over. It hangs down below so that you can see the bead, and then it also hangs over the front as a little accent. And some of the pages on this little, in the signature that you can decorate obviously more, embellish them. I did not have some sewing stamp notions as well. So you'll see that like here and in that front one that I showed. So it just, you know, adds a little bit. All right, I'm going to move this over just slightly. You might lose visibility to this right here, but you should still see. So we're going to flip it out one last time. This is a blank area. Now, I did not glue the lace tablecloth down in the middles. It's only glued on the ends. And that will allow you to, if you wanted to cut right here and add a pocket, or maybe even right here, cut right here and add another pocket here, you can definitely do that, okay? Or you can cut up here and add another pocket just like I did right here, right? It's up to you if you want to add that additional context to it. Now here, it's a little notepad using some of the scrap pages that I had, and it is on a cardstock, so it gives it stability. You can decorate that if you wanted to as well. I added a little bit of vintage lace right here. I just kept it, you know, the brown from the cardstock there that where I did staple underneath this. And again, just the sewing notion stamp just on the first page of the notepad. And they're just, it's a notepad, exactly what, with a number of pages that you can decorate. And then on the back, I did add some vintage dictionary page and just a floral washi sticker. I thought those roses were just beautiful, neutral in color. And again, like I mentioned, it's just a cutout right here where this just slides in just like that, easy peasy. So if you wanted to, you can actually add a journaling card there as well in the back as extra space. So I'm going to fold this in, fold it in again. Did I show you guys this tag? No, I don't think I did. So this is another tag. So there's a total of 4 tags and 1 journaling card and 1 signature and the notepad. So this is another journaling card. Again, some sewing notions added here, a vintage button, paper doily, and then create and journey. And we'll fold it up. I'll show you what it looks like on the back. We did see this. Oh my goodness, we did not see this. Okay, this is the fourth the fourth tag. So again, sewing notion stamp, discover, create, and dream. And this is vintage lace just on the top of it. So let me just show you. There are 4 pockets in case you didn't see. There are 4 pockets on the outside of this. Okay, hopefully you can see them somewhat clearly. If not, let me just raise this a little bit up. Okay, so we have 4 pockets, 1, 2, 3, 4. And each pocket has a journaling card, a tag, sorry. Okay, so a tag in each pocket. We're going to put this back in really quick. They fit very nicely. These are, like you can see, they're 7 inches by 3 1/4. So they're good sized tags. And then we're going to flip it back over. My little bookmark came out. It's like, what are you doing? I'm just, hold on. Okay. Then we have another journaling tag right here. So writing space. We have this signature here for writing and decorating. And then we have the notebook that is removable, again, with a number of pages for writing. And that's it. That's a flip through. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was short, but I do like sharing the little creations that I have and I make. If you are interested in this, there will be a link to my website and in the description box. It will also be right here. Or you can come and visit my Whatnot Marketplace. It will be listed there as well, should you want to purchase it from there. All right, I'm going to just show you how I wrap this. It's not rocket science, but I do want to show. So I do overlap it a little bit like this, just because it is a little bit longer. So you do get a little bit extra if you wanted to do something different with it and maybe do a different tie. And the only reason I do that is because I like how it looks. I'm making it look much harder than what it is. And then I just snap it right there. And that's the closure. You can put it wherever you want. And then, of course, my bookmark, see, it adds a little bit of a pizzazz to it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or anything that you would like to share, leave them in the description box below. And I will talk to you guys on my next video. Bye, guys.